welcome everybody. DrChauBNB here. Welcome to Beyond B&B Secrets. Here I have the honorable guest, Mr. Grant Cardone.
Hey man, I just want to thank you so much because you're just such a big guy, like a big character, so committed to what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And I wish more people out there would just like lean into it, lean into their mission and their purpose and their business and their marriage. And the way you lean into things, bro, it's like, first of all, it's like, I don't know. And then it's like, he's going to keep leaning. So I may as well just go ahead and lean with him.
Right.
So I really, really admire that.
Thank you, sir.
You got
Appreciate it. So 2023 is an uncertain time for everybody right now, right? And people don't even know that we are in the most uncertain time. So what advice do you give for somebody out there who's like maybe a corporate professional who's looking for a way out, or somebody who's interested in real estate, or stay-at-home mom even?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would tell you to do is you have to, the faster you can accept what's going on, the faster you'll be able to adjust and come up with a plan and then execute to get out of the problem. So the faster you can move through denial and anger and, you don't want to deal with it, and you don't have time for it, and you're like, maybe it's not happening, and the prayers and the wishing and the hoping and like, maybe it's just going to go away. The faster you can get to acceptance, hey, we got a problem. Okay, and there's a major problem in America, by the way. I don't know where your audience is today,
absolutely.
But I know for sure in America, you got a major problem here. You're going to have unemployment starting January, February, March of next year. You're going to start seeing the numbers. They're denying it to you right now. They're lying to you so that the public doesn't get hostile. So we have GDP numbers, almost zero growth in this country.
Wow.
We have a housing problem in America now that is going to hit massive levels where the housing industry, manufacturing, home production, mortgage, there's already been almost 1 million layoffs in mortgages.
Wow.
Blackstone, Goldman, JP Morgan are laying off people this week. Like, that's happening. This is happening. I'm not a bearer of bad news, by the way. What we want to do, in fact, I'm doing this big event in January.
Yeah.
And I want to help people come up with a plan about how to use this as a pivot. See, the moment I can accept the loss of whatever it was, the ideal situation is gone, the faster I can accept it, then I can pivot. Then I can come up with a new plan. If you deny and wish and hope it's going to go away, you'll never come up with a plan because your plan is to wish and hope it goes away, and it's not going to go away. And this is how the middle class and lower class people at the bottom and the middle get crushed. Wealthy people are like, whatever, bro, I got plenty of dough. They're tucked away, they're good, right? The real guy, the guys that create tremendous wealth, are the ones that do what I'm telling you guys to do, and that what we're going to be helping people do in January, which is come up with a new plan, change your mind, come up with a new plan, use this as a pivot, and then create some strategy so this actually becomes the moment of your life where you look back and said, oh wow, 2023 was bad for you? She had changed my life, okay?
That's awesome.
Like 2010 changed my life. 2008, 9, and 10, it was terrible. I hated it. I didn't know what to do then, but it changed my life. I would not be who I am today, in a good way.
Yes.
As bad as that was, I would not be who I am if it wasn't for that. And then COVID did it again.
Wow. Yeah, Grant, you've been to 4 major recessions, right?
Yeah.
So can you guide people, what's your mindset like, and how do you build an unbreakable
the first 3, and I consider COVID, by the way, a recession. People don't talk about it being a recession because the recovery was so fast. But the difference between COVID and 2008 was a global recession. The difference is in COVID, look what happened in COVID, second week of March, the whole world got a notification. Business is over, it's closed, okay? You can't go to church, can't go to school, you can't go to the retail store, you can't go to the bank, you cannot go anywhere except maybe a handful of places. Bang, mass acceptance. And then reinforcement, stay 6 feet away, wear a mask, go get a shot. So there was massive acceptance of a concept. Hey, the world's closed. See, in 2008, it took 9 and 10 for people to say, oh my God, what's going on? Like it took a long time for people to accept. So the first thing is, during a recession or contraction, you have to understand that here's the bad news and the good news. You will survive this recession. That's the good news and the bad news. The question is, you can't die through this, okay? Nobody ever dies in a recession. You're like, oh, I gotta go through this. I gotta get dragged through this unemployment. Maybe you're one of the people that gets unemployed. Maybe your job gets cut. Maybe your time gets cut. Maybe inflation starts, costing you more money in food and gasoline, and you're feeling all this pain, right? But you're not doing anything about it. The first thing to do is make a decision and understand, I'm going to survive. Now the question is, how do I survive? Do I get bigger or do I get smaller? Because you're not going to stay the same. It's impossible to stay the same. So Dr. Chau will decide, hey, I'm going to 10x my business. I'm going to get 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, 5 times bigger, or 10 times bigger as a result of this. Or I'm just going to try to hold on. If you try to hold on and don't grow, you get smaller. You can't stay the same, okay? So second thing is, okay, now what is my marketing plan? Like, you're a great marketer.
Thank you.
Like, you got it. You're working on the marketing, right?
Learning from you.
Yeah, well, you have the image. You're working out your image. Who am I? What do you expect to see when you see Dr. Chau? Now you got to start scaling out that marketing so that you're marketing at 3 o'clock in the morning, not just 10 o'clock in the morning. Right. And then you're collaborating with other people like we're collaborating,
yes.
okay? Like this collaboration we're doing in January.
Right, exactly.
Millions of people are going to see this thing. So we're literally going out to the world, providing the world with a free service in order to collaborate and find the people who are like, dude, I want to grow. I do not want to get smaller. And that's why we're doing this big mastermind in January.
Yes. And I'm super excited about that, guys, because this is going to be probably the biggest thing I know about in business history.
This will be the biggest online event ever done in the history of the world until I do another one with the help of Elon Musk in March, which will be 100 million people, I believe.
Right.
Okay. But this one in January is going to be, what happens in New Year's is people make commitments, big commitments at the first of the year. It's going to be a great year for me. Okay. Well, the truth is, it's going to be a terrible year for a lot of people. Even the people that say it's going to be a great year. Because there's not going to be a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have a marketing strategy, a sales strategy, a monetization strategy, a scaling strategy, and you got to change the people that you're hanging with.
Right.
And your ability to communicate to these people you have to do that this year. So what happens in the beginning of the year? Everybody makes their New Year's resolutions. Everybody's gung-ho for the first week.
Right.
Second week, a little less gung-ho. Third week, you already quit. You can go look at gyms. I'm going to the gym, man. Everybody, the gyms are filled the first day, the second day, the third day. The 14th day, they're still, starting to show a little bit of weakness. And by the 21st day, the place is empty again. Okay? The third week of January, when you're giving up on your dreams, that 2023 is going to be a better year, boom, we're going to drop in a 5-day challenge, 5-day training event. To literally lay out to you to go deep. We only have 15 minutes here to go deep on each one of these strategies. How do you change first your mind about, and this is where everything starts for me. How do I go from buying single family homes to buying billions of dollars of real estate? How do I go from being a sales guy when I was 30 years old to running a sales empire when I'm 45? How do I make that transition? How do I go from knocking on doors, which I did, door to door, consulting companies, one-on-one, like a doctor or a dentist or a chiropractor would. I wasn't scalable. How do I go from knocking on doors to now being an online business that does $150 million a year in sales?
Yep.
That requires first a decision and then some strategies. And we're going to lay all that out. However big you can think. You want to be a billionaire, a millionaire, or 10 million, whatever it is. If you want to stay the same, don't come.
Right. You want to stay the same.
If you want to stay the same, man, this is going to be like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah. You bring up a good point there. So if people don't come, what would it cost them to not come?
Well, it's going to cost you your dreams. I mean, everything that you've ever wanted. Like, if you're satisfied with where you're at, don't come to this. I'm serious. Like, if you're one of those people, though, it's like, man, I got to change my life. I got to change my finance. I got to change my friends. I'm not happy. I'm discontent. Okay, maybe you're somewhat happy, and you're like, I could keep going like this for a little while, but I know I can do more. Maybe it's not even you need anything, but maybe there's something inside of you say, I know I can do more. I know I should be more excited about life. I know I could. Maybe there's another business for you, or another title, or another profession. Well, 2023 is going to rip off. If you have any weaknesses in those areas, your career, your job, your skills, your finances, 2023, recessions, basically, like Warren Buffett says, the tide goes out and we find out who's
naked.
Who's naked.
Who's women.
Who's naked or who has liabilities or who has problems.
Right.
And those problems, unfortunately, as terrible as it sounds, the wealthy people that know how to play the game end up taking advantage of the people don't know how to play the game. And it's terrible. And that's why this wealth divide gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And I came from nothing. I think
Yes,
you came from nothing.
absolutely nothing.
And one thing we want to do, I want to help level the playing field so that people that don't maybe have a shot. We had 50 little black kids in here yesterday,
Wow.
man. Beautiful, man. These kids are 10, 11, 12 years old. And I'm giving them a shot. I'm like, who's got something to sell?
That is awesome.
And 50 kids are like, I don't have anything. And one kid reached in his pocket and pulled a pen out, gave me the pen. I said, here's $100. And then
Wow.
I looked at these kids, always have something to sell.
Wow.
Okay, and all the kids were like, "Whoa, man!"
That's
Like
smart.
they'll never forget that lesson. It
Yes.
took 30 seconds to teach that lesson.
Wow, that
so
is
that's what we
amazing.
want to do in January. I just want to take it from a 30-second lesson to 5 days. If you
Yeah.
carve out the 5 days, I will give you everything that I've learned in business in 40 years
Wow.
to turn my life around.
That's amazing. And I would throw in as well, I would do an implementation workshop. It's completely free for those you sign up. And this workshop is free, by the way. This challenge is also free as a give back to the community, right? And that's why I flew out here. You know, it's the holidays. I'm a big family guy, but I flew out here, dedicated my time here to be because of you guys, of the community. I want to really help you to solve your challenges this coming year, to prepare for you to pivot, as Grant is saying, in the biggest opportunities, also the biggest challenge that we're going to be facing for the next 18 months.
What's the implementation?
So implementation workshop, basically, I will be there VIP backstage, and I will also answer any questions.
Dude, that's a great value for me, for your audience, because you can communicate to them in a way where you're saying, I do a segment, and then you're like, okay, guys, how are you going to apply this?
Right.
Okay, so that's like super valuable, because a lot of times what happens is teachers teach you something and then there's no application.
Right.
Like, because I need a little bit of tweaking to understand, well, how am I going to apply this to my business? I'm an engineer. Or how am I going to apply this? I'm a single mom and I don't have any money and I got 2 kids to take care of and I don't have any time. How am I going to move from this to that? So if you're going to do that, I'll do my part.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
awesome, dude.
So click on the link right now, get registered. You don't want to miss out on this greatest opportunity ever.
This is an online thing. We deliver it to your computer, your tablet, your phone. But 3 nights ago, I spent 2.5 hours with Elon Musk.
Really?
On Twitter Spaces.
Wow, that's amazing. It's my
Phenomenal.
hero.
There was 100,000 people in that stream, live stream.
Really?
Went to 1 million, ended up viewing it, listening to it, just listening. Now, this is full video that we're delivering to you in January.
That's
so you guys
amazing.
that think, hey, man, I'm going to join, I'm going to wait until January. Look, I promise you, we can only register so many people
That's
for
right.
this because we're starting to reach streaming problems.
Wow.
Literally, Twitter went into a glitch.
Wow.
And we want to deliver a great experience for everybody. So please RSVP right now, register right
That's
now.
right.
Because bandwidth is not what it used to be, where like I can bring as many people as I want on. We're gonna tap out at some point, shut it down so that we can deliver a quality experience to everybody that comes.
Yeah, so don't wait, guys. Life-changing experience. Click on the link right now. I know there's 5 pillars in this challenge. What are those 5 pillars?
First, the decision. That is like spiritually connected to everything. Without the decision, nothing happens. Everything that's ever happened to you in your life, a decision preceded it. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
Okay. So what is that decision? In this case, I'm gonna say, okay, what's your goals for 2023, and we're gonna clarify those. And we might even convince you to 10x them. So if you want to be a millionaire in 2023, I'm like, okay, what if I could show you how to do 10 million in 1 year?
Wow. Okay.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
go. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Why don't we just go big?
Yeah, go big or go bigger.
bigger.
I got
Okay.
you.
Second thing is how am I going to market this? How do I get known? Because you cannot do $10 million. You can't really do anything. You can't go from a waitress to an entrepreneur without marketing yourself. Okay. You can't go from, let's say you're in the insurance business, you're a successful insurance person, and you want to move into real estate now. We got it. You're going to move into real estate. I knew when you walked in, man. You got to tell me. You want to move from insurance to real estate. You want to start doing real estate? Well, okay, but how are you going to market that move? Because I know you as an insurance agent right now. I don't know you as a real estate guy. So you got to market that. That'll be the second day.
Yep.
Third day, we're going to talk about how to monetize as quickly as possible. And I'll promise you, there's no human being on planet Earth that can teach you how to monetize an idea faster than I can.
Yes.
No one.
Absolutely.
Okay. I can show you how to monetize like I did that kid yesterday. Who's got something to sell? And 49 kids like, I don't have anything to sell. And the kid reached in his pocket and pulled out a pen. I didn't ask him to sell me something. I said, who's got something to sell? And he reached in. It could have been his belt. It could have been his shirt. It could have been his hand. He could have said, I'll give you a handshake for 100. I was going to give him 100 no matter what.
Wow.
So you're trying to find the easy fruit that's falling off the tree.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's called easy money.
Right.
And there's a lot of categories of easy money, and I'll show you that on the third day. Then it's going to be, how do I scale this so that I can do this not once or twice and get lucky, but how can I do it 2,000 times or 2 million times and make some big money?
Yeah,
The fifth one, I'm going to keep a secret.
That's right. Keeping a secret is a great thing. So if you want to find out what that secret is, click on the link, join us in the VIP. I'll be there backstage with you every single step of the way. And again, we will throw in an implementation workshop where we will deliver to you guys, over-deliver, Because it's a free challenge. If you don't like it, we'll refund your money, okay?
100%. You're going to refund, and I'll do a refund. And then I got my wife will give a refund.
That's
my
right.
2 kids will refund you, so you get 5 refunds.
Merry
if you don't
Christmas,
like it.
Happy New Year, guys. Click on the link, and I'll see you on the other side. Happy New Year.